You've heard us talk about them. They're in, and they're on the website.
Absolutely. Our brand new America's Diesel podcast, branded bills, badass, flex fit, performance material, sweat stain resistant. It literally feels like it cools your head.
I don't know how that's
amazing.
possible, but somehow it is. Yeah, you can rock it. You know, I'm more of a flat bill kind of guy. You can do that. You can curve it. For all you taco holder guys, you can even throw that in there.
Yeah.
And then snap back with a little bit of the flex fit.
Yeah.
Big head approved, small head approved.
And it's extremely comfortable. I almost guarantee, I say almost guarantee. No, I guarantee this is the most comfortable hat you will ever wear. And the logo, rubber, awesome.
Yeah.
Came out great.
Super detailed rubber on there, so it's never going to fade on you. If you want to get one of these in your hands, they are $50, shipped to the lower 48, plus tax, if applicable in your state. Just go on the dieselpowerproducts.com, search hat, look for the fantastic Jam and Eagle logo, and pick yourself up some before they're out of stock.
Yeah.
You're listening to America's Diesel Podcast. It's a fairly sad announcement in motorsports. We all know that Ken Block unfortunately passed away.
Yeah. That sucks. Too soon. For
Too
sure.
soon. Yeah. 55, man.
He didn't look 55.
He did not.
I guess that's what adrenaline does to you all the time. If you're just constantly just pumped full of adrenaline.
Giving her the R's for your entire life.
One of probably the best stunt drivers probably ever. I mean, what more can you? I mean, everybody's seen his videos, and everybody knows him.
Yeah.
And I will say some of the, I've had the pleasure to see some of his vehicles in person.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, just incredible. I mean, they'll take your breath away. I mean, they're just out there, and they're just insane. And that's basically, it's sad day.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Ken Block in a second here, but let's get this intro out of the way.
This week's podcast episode is brought to you by Fuel Bomb Diesel Additive, an additive designed for diesel enthusiasts, made by diesel enthusiasts. Ben, take it away.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is our in-house Fuel Bomb fuel additive for your diesel truck. Our biggest thing here is making sure that you can pretty much always have diesel additive on you all the time. You've got a lot of other additives out on the market that they have, anti-gel in there all the time. They have cetane in there all the time. They end up being big and bulky bottles. Our standard everyday diesel fuel additive is 1 ounce per 32 gallons, and that's its main job is to make sure that your fuel system stays lubricated and prevents the formation of algae. And it should also help you in colder climates too.
Should definitely help you in colder climates. Along with cleaning your fuel system and maintaining it, it'll also help you bump that cetane number up for a more efficient burn of your diesel fuel. And if cetane is just what you're after, there's the Fuel Bomb Hellfire, which is our straight 8+ cetane enhancer.
Yeah, and you guys asked, and we brought them back. We did go away from the bottles that didn't have the measuring little parts in there. We brought them back for you, so now you can measure out your 1 ounce per 32 gallons for the F-Bomb or 4 ounces per 32 gallons for the Hellfire.
Both these additives are available on our website, dieselpowerproducts.com. Now let's get back to that episode.
This is Ben and Todd from America's Diesel Podcast, coming at you from Spokane, Washington. Thanks for tuning in. You can find us on all normal podcast avenues, Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere with podcasts by searching America's Diesel Podcast. We're also on Instagram. We do go live on there just about every Wednesday right around 5 p.m. Pacific time. Hop on there, have a beer with the boys, talk a bit of crap, and let us know what you got going on for the weekend and whatnot. We also do have a Facebook group. It is a very lively Facebook group. If you want to spark a chat, have some fun, again, talk a little smack. It is a private group. You do have to answer questions to get in, and I do allow or deny every single person that comes into that group. That group is curated by me.
Yeah.
Those questions are built to have you answer them a certain way. There are many right answers. There's many wrong answers. So the worst answer is no answer. I will decline you for sure, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Even if I know who you are, I will still decline you, Ryan. Tyler reviews.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep those reviews coming in. We are moving up in the ranks. We greatly appreciate it. Leave your 5-star review on any of the platforms that Ben mentioned earlier. Screenshot that, send it to podcast@dieselpowerproducts.com. Make sure to include a picture of your truck and an address that we can send a decal to. It looks just like the logo on our hats.
And if you need parts for your diesel pickup, make sure and check out dieselpowerproducts.com. See that Quick Ship logo is in stock, ready to rock. If you have questions, give us a call. I've got sales technicians that'll give you the best info in the industry. And if you are placing orders and you're a podcast listener, which if you're listening to this, you are a podcast listener, make sure and let the salesman know. That way we can tally them up at the end of the month and let the guys upstairs know that we're not down here just farting around drinking beer, but we're farting around drinking beer and separating people from money.
Yeah.
I know that sounds very brash, but money makes the world go round, and this podcast ain't free. So just throwing
it's
that
free
out
to you,
there.
though. It's free to you.
Free to you, exactly. Unless you want to pay for it. I mean, talk to me
By all
about that.
means.
Yeah, if you guys want to pay for this, it's fine. Or just buy parts when you need parts. Also, if you're placing an order online, there is a order notes section. Just write the word podcast, that I can still find them. If you place an order and you forgot to put that, don't worry. Shoot me a message, shoot me a DM. There's about 1 million ways to get a hold of me. Just let me know, and I'll find it and flag it, and you're going to be good to go.
Yeah.
Ken Block, Gymkhana, fucking legend.
I was going to say glaucoma. I didn't know how to pronounce.
Gymkhana.
I never knew how to pronounce.
Gymkhana?
Yeah. Gynecologist? Guy McCullough?
Whatever.
I don't know. But awesome. I think I've only actually seen one of them, like from like start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But you just see his clips all over the place.
Oh yeah, I've seen all of them beginning to end. I've watched the making of Gymkhana on Amazon. It was like a 9-part, 10-part series or something like that. That was super cool to see the backside of everything.
Yeah, I did see that, and I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah,
Maybe I will.
I would give it a shot. If you guys haven't watched it, definitely watch it now. I think the hardest part for me to wrap my head around, and seeing people's posts about, because he obviously, it came out of nowhere. He was snowmobiling.
Yeah.
He was posting on Facebook and Instagram just hours beforehand.
Yeah.
It was obviously, it's not a planned death. Nothing is a plan, it never is.
Right.
But he had like 6-7 hours had just posted about his daughter, how she had just finished her first like full major build on her Audi.
Yeah.
And just at that point, because I mean, if you follow automotive stuff, you probably have inadvertently followed Ken Block, and you basically can't do anything on YouTube or anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, if you're a motorhead and not see Hoonigan somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's by design. They do a really good job.
Yeah.
They make really cool content. They make content for basically everybody. If you like cars, they make content for you.
Yeah.
And I saw that post that he did, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself, because in the Amazon special they have behind Gymkhana, they talk about how most people don't realize how old he is.
Yeah.
And when he won his first like WRC World Rally Championship or something like that, or like started getting ranked, everybody was like, new up and coming driver, and he was like 44 or 43, and everybody's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're like, and he's like racing against all these like 19 to 25 year olds.
Right.
And he's learning something new.
Yeah.
But being 55, and when I saw that post, the first thing that came to my head was like, you know what? I'm really excited to see, what Ken Block does now that his daughter is like fully starting to like take reins. Like she's 16 now, maybe 15, 16, 17, actually, racing, starting to get some accolades. And I'm really excited to see like what he does in this like part 2 of his life, if you will.
Yeah.
Because obviously I know he's starting to get old. And I'm not saying you got to stop racing when you get old, but you start, you can't do as much.
Right.
Just put it out there. And I was like, man, I'm really excited to see how he harnesses and enjoys the fruits of his labor. Because he has gone 10,000% for like the last 30, 50, probably 55 fucking years. I guarantee the guy came out of the room redlining. Just fucking tapping the rev limiter somehow as an infant.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And unfortunately, we're not going to see that. If you didn't know, he was snowmobiling, and from what I hear, he was climbing something fairly steep. Snowmobile tipped up, landed back on top of him, trapped him, and he died.
Jesus.
So I don't know if it was like it crushed him, or he got like trapped under and then suffocated because he was obviously under snow. And for those of you that don't know, snowmobiling, with the type of winter we've had this year, I have never seen so many winter-related snowmobiling, snow sport deaths. Like tree wells.
I refuse to do it. I've got buddies that do it. I got buddies that snow bike. I'm like, no, I'm good. I live my life as dangerous enough just doing like side by side stuff. Yeah, and that's where I've
seen so many things on Facebook and Instagram, just and the places that I follow of even just snowboarding, people falling off lifts and shit like that. I don't know what it is.
Well, when you have like I don't know, like an avalanche that can just like take you out. Like you have zero control over that. Zero, you could hit a mountain and then all of a sudden here's an avalanche, like you're screwed.
Yeah, so that's why they have avalanche control and people take classes and stuff like that. But still, there's a big unknown. They can't catch them all.
No,
exactly. No, there's a big unknown.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those of you that do partake in the snow machine, industry and stuff like that. Make sure you be safe out there. And
100%.
I even recently saw a video that was talking about how, you should never go do that stuff alone. And
Yeah.
I figured that was probably pretty common sense. But
Well, you should probably saw that video going around of that guy. It was like flipped over on his snowmobile.
and
He was
helmet cam on.
well, no, he was stuck in he was stuck under it,
Mhm.
and a guy came up and was like, "Oh, you okay, buddy?" And like ran over to him, and he saw that his like legs and like one arm was out, and he was like kicking, and he was trying to dig him out, and he was by himself. Like the guy was, I mean, I don't know what ended up happening to that because
may
that
have been
video
him.
ended.
I saw it from the rider's point of view.
It might have been, yeah, maybe. Hopefully that guy survived, but that's just a scary thing. You never know. You flip over backwards and you get caught in a certain way. I mean, yeah, I know those machines are light. I mean, they're designed to for you to lift them up and kind of move them around, but still, you can get pinched in a bad way down there. And
Yeah, and if you've never been stuck in like several feet of snow,
yeah,
I have snowboarding, and it's like cement. It's like quicksand.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're sitting there like, okay, I got to figure out how to unstick my leg because you go to yank on, it's not coming out. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I got to start wiggling and start moving around, use your body weight. And you're like, whoa, like I just got to yank here, and you do it, and you're like, whoa, my knee almost just came out.
yeah,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But the point of view I saw was like the rider, and he like flips over sideways on his right, and you can see his hands. I think it's a helmet cam, but it's on the side of his helmet,
Yeah,
and you can see him like pawing, like
Yeah.
trying to get out because it's dark. And every time you pause, you see a little pause at the snow, you see a little bit more light, and you see someone kind of running over, and he's
Yeah.
not part of the crew.
yeah.
It
It must
just
be that
happens to see
same
him.
one, just a
It may have
different
been- but
perspective.
you're from the rescuer's eyes, and the guy's like, you can hear like he's like barely making it, and the
Yeah.
guy he's like, hey, you okay? Whoa, like, oh, let's get you out, like, holy shit,
Yeah, sketchy, man.
yeah. So
But anyways, definitely rest in peace to Mr. Ken Block. You were a very entertaining and I'm sure influential person when it comes to drift cars and putting content out there. You're one of a kind for sure. There will never be another. Well, there might be. His daughter might be the.
Yeah. The best way I put it when I wrote the Instagram description for his post, it's like, no matter what he did, we all watched.
Yeah.
Whether you were diesel, gas, lifted, lowered,
Yeah,
turbo, supercharged, NA,
yeah.
big
If
engine,
there was a Ken
small
Block
engine.
video, you stop
If
and
there
watch
was a
it,
fucking
no matter
Ken
what
Block
you-
engine or a video, you watched it.
Yeah,
You got with your friends and you watched it.
Yep.
Like there was, I remember one came out during dinner, and we have a strict like no cell phones or iPads at dinner time. I whipped it out
yeah.
and started watching. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, it's new Jim Connor."
Yeah.
And I literally got the notice that it was like up, and by the time I finished watching it, it had to have like 1.5 million views.
Oh yeah.
And it was like I started watching it within a minute of getting the freaking notification that new
Yeah.
one came out. It's like there's nothing else out there that's like that, especially
Yeah.
when you tap into the passion of motorheads.
Yeah.
Just badass.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna transition a little less sad,
Yeah.
a little more interesting. I almost did a thing today. I'm really close.
I'm so close to converting him, guys. You have no idea. Went as far as actually having a truck show up here today for Ben to look at, and it was an 05 Cummins crew cab long bed.
Crew cab, long bed, auto, 290 on the clock. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, but it was cheap.
It was right in the price range.
Yeah,
So to put it, this is not a flex, but to like put it bluntly, my basically buy it now price that I don't even have to worry about is like $6,000.
yeah,
Like I literally have $6,000 cash in an envelope, burning a hole in my pocket.
yeah. Especially today.
Especially today. But if I can, and we've talked about previously before too, like as the truck gets cheaper, my standards kind of change a little bit because I
Yeah.
know that I don't have to wait
Right.
because I know I'm eventually going to have more money. I can find the truck that I want, but I'm impatient. I want a fucking truck now. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, so, especially when I first saw Jesse post that, I did think of you, but I knew you were going to see it, and I wasn't going to, I just kind of looked at it. I'm like, because they were asking what, $7,000 for
he
it?
said 7 on it. If I had seen that before I left my house today, I would have brought the cash with me,
Yeah,
straight up. But I didn't see it till I walked in.
yeah. Well, shit, you messaged me. Yeah, you as soon as you got, were you in?
So
already?
I turned my computer on.
And you're like,
Opened
Should I buy
our
it?
opened our interchat messenger, pulled up sales memes, saw that, messaged you, should I buy it?
And then I say yes.
And well, at first you're like, what? And I was like, the blue Cummins in the sales chat. 3.5 seconds later, yes. I'm like, down.
Well,
Message Jesse.
I first looked at the pictures, and yes, there was a couple things that you could tell was just like kind of a. Well, we'll give you the specs. So like just like we said, it was an 05 crew cab, long bed, 4-wheel drive. It was blue, kind of that. I was like dark blue kind of color.
Josh called it Patriot Blue.
Patriot blue, whatever. So maybe not dark blue, but Patriot blue, whatever.
Yeah. It's the same blue as your.
It's such a beautiful
Yeah.
blue.
It is,
it like the Atlantic or Patriot blue?
Yeah, kind of a steel blue.
Yeah.
Good blue.
Automatic. Apparently the transmission was just rebuilt not too long ago.
50,000 miles ago.
50,000 miles ago. So, whatever. The truck looked okay for its age, and it looked fine for the price.
Exactly.
You can see a little bit of some bed damage. You can see a little bit of rust here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I looked at it and I was like, man, if I had some extra cash laying around, like I could fix that truck. Because he even posted that it had a rough idle when it was cold.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably a fueling upgrade. The guy's probably never replaced injectors on it. It's probably original injectors. So it's probably, got maybe a high return rate, or, a pressure relief valve or an injector wiring harness, something simple, something easy.
Yeah.
And other than that, all we knew was it had that miss and then it ran good.
Yeah.
So, and then for $7,000, I'm like, fuck, that ain't a bad deal, man.
No.
It really isn't. And it still isn't a bad deal.
But not for what
but not after,
my circumstances.
And for what you want to get done. So Ben made contact with, you just talked to
I didn't talk to the actual
him?
truck owner till he came here.
Gotcha.
But I messaged Jesse, one of our sales guys. If you call him, you may have talked to him. And because it was like a friend of a friend that he posted, and it was 7. And I immediately messaged him back. I was like, I'll do 6 cash. But he messaged me. He's like, okay. I'm like, cool. Can you bring it by at lunch? It's like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Sweet.
It's cool. Jam home at lunch, grab my envelope, come back. Had a couple more pictures sent. Like the driver's seat wasn't torn.
Yeah.
The bolster was worn out, but it wasn't torn. The interior was actually in pretty decent shape for what it was.
Did have a weird. Do you see that middle seat?
Yes, it was weird.
So I'm pretty sure those trucks, when you flip up the middle seat, it's supposed to be a pad there, and then you lift up on the pad from the back, and it was a storage compartment under there.
Yeah.
Which I wish Ram still did.
I feel like the seat wasn't there, and they put something there.
Exactly. That's what they did. Because I was looking at that, I'm like, man, that's a weird. Yeah,
it doesn't
pad.
match the lines.
It doesn't match the lines, but it fit in there, and I was like, man, that is super weird. And then he had mentioned something like, I think the seat was gone, whatever. Yeah. But overall, the interior wasn't bad. There was, someone had drilled a hole in the dash for something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, it just needs some cleaning up, really, in the
power
interior.
Windows, power door locks.
All power. It was all good.
Yeah.
Until.
Well, let's talk a little more about the truck.
Okay.
And so, we went back and forth a little bit. We got a video of it actually cold starting.
Yeah.
And again, it was like, it wasn't a...
Which is hard to tell from the video. Obviously, it was kind of sounded a little lumpy.
Well, and the thing is, there was no... Unless we had asked, I wouldn't have... he probably wouldn't have disclosed it anyways, and there's no way for us to tell unless we had asked.
Right.
But there wasn't excessive white smoke, and he did say, like, it runs and drives fine once it warms up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. And so, we got it here, and I figured what I was going to say is... once it gets here, I'm assuming he did say, and you guys are going to roast me for this. You're going to absolutely roast me. Okay.
Yeah.
He bought it from the original owner who kept it 100% stock, but used it as a plow truck.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard me talk about not buying a plow truck?
Yeah.
Yep. I almost fell victim to it.
I will say that for it being a former plow truck, it seemed to. I mean, I was just in the passenger seat. I didn't have my hand on the wheel, but there was no abnormal clunks. It didn't seem like you were. It seemed tight.
Like I even
for
made
a
sure
290,000 miles.
Clumps,
I expected something.
I expected to wander,
some looseness, some wander. I was actually impressed with that.
I was too. Like when I pulled into the gas station, I made sure to hit like off camber and like not slow down all the way. And when I left, I made sure to kind of like hit it with a little bit of gusto. So if someone's gonna clunk around and get weird, that's when I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
But it tracked very well. And again, in my mind, well, we're going to talk about what the potential plans were for the truck afterwards.
Yeah.
We're still going to talk about how I didn't buy it.
And then we're gonna look on Craigslist and see if there's a truck for sale.
I've just gone through
Did
Facebook
you?
Marketplace so
Oh.
many times. Anyways, so it gets here again. Tyler comes out, we drive it. I pull off the oil cap, and I wasn't expecting no blow by, but yeah, it had an okay enough to where I was like,
It looked like you had to grip the cap a little bit, otherwise it would have flung out of your hand.
again, this thing wasn't chooching. It wasn't like, but it was a lot.
but
you know.
then you open the dipstick and
It's coming out
coming
there.
out there. And then I looked to the side and you could see like the whole front diff and the front drive line just covered in oil. And then
It's
looked
still
under,
producing oil
and still
from
producing.
the crankcase vent.
still producing, and you could actually see the smoke coming out of the road tube. And then you look further under there, and there was oil caked, and I mean it was everywhere. So
Yeah.
this thing definitely had something else going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it could still have obviously an injector issue, but when you have that much blow by, there's probably a compression issue going on, and that's why
Right.
it runs rough when it it starts up. But again, he didn't mention. Initially didn't and this is what you got to be careful for, like when you're looking for a high mileage used truck, is they might say, yeah, it runs rough till it warms up, and if you're a Cummins guy and you know how to diagnose the fuel system on those, you may think it could be something so easy and so simple, and then until he got here and then he mentioned blow by, and it's like, huh, okay, there's obviously something more going on here.
Yeah.
Just like you said, you don't have the space nor time to
Right.
rebuild an engine, which
So-
are relatively simple. If you're going to rebuild an engine, I'd pick one of those.
100%.
But yeah,
The main thing was like, so the goal for the truck, right, is for the price that I was going to get it at, when he got here, I originally offered him 6. I probably, if it was exactly what I thought it was when it got here, I was still kind of into it at 6. But I was going to offer 5 and see where he got with me on it.
Yeah.
And if he came down anywhere from 6, I would just consider it a bonus,
yeah,
But what I was going to do with it was, diagnose it. Me and Tyler have some, homie time, get in
Yeah.
there, kind of take our own medicine.
Yeah.
We've helped people diagnose 5.9s an insane amount of times.
yeah,
And I wanted to like literally do what we would have told someone to do over the phone,
sure,
and get the shot glass, get the return rates, try and do what we can without a scan tool,
yeah,
and then get a scan tool and actually figure it out. And let's say it does need a set of injectors. Cool. I probably would have put a set of Bosch remans in it,
Yeah.
basically whatever fit the budget.
Yeah.
This just to get the truck up and running and good.
Mhm.
And at that point, first things first, 5-inch straight pipe. You better fucking believe it. 22-year-old Ben's coming out.
yeah.
5-inch straight pipe, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And then probably,
So Cummins will make you do some weird things, man.
It will.
It'll
Tell you-
make you do some weird
I'll
things.
tell you what it doesn't make you do. Doesn't make you go to Starbucks.
Doesn't make you go
Does
to
not make me go to
No.
Starbucks.
You
I
go
get-
straight to the bar.
Yeah, you go straight to the bar or straight
you
to the
get
gun
a shot
shop.
of whiskey.
One of the two. But yeah, 5-inch straight pipe, intake, tuner, and just
And we're all like, because we've all, there's parts laying around.
yeah.
And
Well, with how
I'm
many
all-
thord gens we have, there's so many stock parts hanging around. I was like, dude,
Oh, yeah, I got this.
could
There's a
build-
tuner right here. Like, we got.
I'm about to call the truck scrappy because we've got like extra bumpers hanging around, we've
Oh,
got extra
yeah.
control arms. Like
Yeah.
I guarantee you, going out in the back looking in the graveyard, I'd be like picking up stuff like $100.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine. It's
Yeah.
literally
Oh, for
just out
sure.
here rusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one wants stock shit like this guy
Yeah.
does.
There, we have a aluminum radiator
Yeah,
right there. I mean, like,
I figure stuff out.
100%.
But-
It would have been a good platform if that blow by wasn't an
Yeah.
issue. Because I mean, at that point, I mean, you're with that kind of mileage. I would assume, we've got a sealing issue with
Totally.
a piston.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it's not that big of a deal if you have the means to rebuild the engine. I mean, heck, we have rebuild kits on our site for like sub $2,000,
Mhm.
and it comes with everything you need. The only thing you would need to do is more than likely take it to a machine shop, probably punch it out 20 over,
Mhm.
have it honed, and then you just buy the kit for the 20 over pistons, and you can go to town on it. And I mean, heck, you could have that thing rebuilt in a couple of days.
Yeah, that doesn't quite fit my schedule of things.
100%,
Like I put it to you this way: like if I had got that and the engine like did not have the blow by that it did, but it was like shifting like shit,
Yeah.
I think I still would have offered him a low amount, but I still would have bought it because I can
Yeah.
pull a transmission in my garage. I can take it. I can drop it off with John. Say, hey, John,
Yeah.
just make me beautiful, and stab it back in and be good.
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, if I had the extra money laying around, I mean, I would totally probably buy that thing and then rebuild the engine and probably just flip it and try.
Yeah. But so I was gonna basically do that stuff to it, give it the old, good cleanup, keep an eye out for a fender,
Yeah.
in that blue,
Yep.
and maybe put like some shocks and leveling kit and a track bar on it.
Yeah.
Maybe some different tires if I can find a good deal on them. Like if there's some, nice larger, takeoff
Yeah.
tires. They're basically like whatever I can do on the cheap.
Yeah.
And at that point, once I get it cleaned up and looking decent, post it for like, I don't know, 11.5.
Yeah.
And
Take the
just,
first 10 that walks.
yeah, and
walks
just,
in.
and if no one buys it, then I'll take it. It's a good, hold on. My wife's calling me and
Uh-oh.
she's actually driving the Excursion today.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I know exactly what she's asking about. This is why I'm putting new headlights on my truck because these headlights suck.
Oh, let's find out.
Yeah. Hopefully my wife isn't too frantic right now.
Hey.
Hey, just so you know, you're on the podcast. What can I do for you?
Oh, well, I don't think your headlights are on.
Did you turn the knob all the way to the right?
Nope, I didn't know I needed to do that. Mine are automatic.
I know. I told you this morning. These are not automatic lights. You got to turn them on.
Okay, do you remember everything I tell you?
No.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I don't remember you telling me that.
Okay.
Get him,
Okay,
Lynette.
I don't. Thank you.
She can't hear you. Maybe
Oh.
she can. Are they on now?
Yes.
Okay. How does it feel to be driving the largest SUV ever made?
I was behind the school bus this morning, and I was almost as tall as it.
Did
It's
it
kind of,
make you feel good?
yeah, this is bad.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, enjoy my subpar headlights. Don't worry. I have new ones in my office. I just have to find time to put them in.
Yeah, it really didn't make a huge difference.
Yeah, I
but
know.
Probably better than nothing.
Yeah. At least you won't get flash now.
Yeah, actually, no one flashed me that entire time.
Spokane sucks. But anyways, hey, actually, interesting. Just so you know, I almost bought a truck today. Just so you guys know, the podcast. This is the first time my wife's heard about it. Yeah, I went home on my lunch today, grabbed the envelope of cash in the nightstand, and almost bought a truck today
Did you get all the way home and got the cash? So why didn't you do it?
because it wasn't a good fit. We're talking about the podcast, but it would have been too much work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was literally gonna drive home with it and just say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Surprise!
Like, whoa, where the hell did this blue truck come from? I bought it.
Well, again, we're on the podcast, but I have other comments I could make.
What?
Never mind.
Do
I
it.
don't worry about that stuff
Do
anymore.
it. Say it, Lynette.
It wouldn't surprise me I wouldn't be that surprised, and I don't worry about that stuff anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're just saying that.
No, we decided to separate our finances for that particular reason, so I don't have to stress when you, on a whim, want to go get an envelope of cash and buy a new truck.
Bam. See that, guys? I've mentioned how we do our finances so many damn times. If that's not proof, I don't know what is.
Well, sorry, I didn't know how deep you wanted to get on the podcast, but I'm driving, so I should probably go.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Damn, folks, that's live action.
It's live action.
I can't
I'll be
stress
honest,
to
I was
you.
a little nervous for you for a second. I was
I'm
like,
sweating.
"Oh, she's gonna."
I'm sweating.
You're gonna get a freaking a tongue lashing, and it's not gonna be the good kind.
This is a perfect segue. It's almost like she knew what we were like. This is a perfect segue. So today, my wife drove the Excursion because she has to pick up some relatives from the airport, and there's not enough room in her Escape to do that. So I drove her Escape today. She drove the Excursion, and
It's not the Escape, it's the Escape.
Escape. First off, if you're looking for a good wifey mobile, I can't talk good enough about the basically what is it like 08 maybe to 12 Ford Escapes. Great vehicle.
Escape.
They made taxis out of them, so there's parts everywhere. They're cheap. They get good mileage. They're comfortable. You can get them with a nice trim level. Just don't worry about escapes. They get the job done.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I drove that stupid ass car, and as much as I just talked about it, I love that car. But yeah,
It's a great car. I hate it.
great car, but I like trucks.
Yeah.
And like I said before, like I didn't know this truck was even for sale until I got into work. So like I fully walked in not intending to buy a truck today.
Oh yeah.
100%. And we're going to touch on that again in a second here. And I even told Tyler, I was like, how funny would it be like when I get home tonight? Like I just leave my wife's car at work and just drive home and don't even say anything.
Yeah.
Just walk in the door and just see if she notices or talk about it, or because a lot of times when I get home, I open the garage and then my son usually opens the door and he's like, Dad. And usually my wife will like, bring the baby to the doorway so, she can see, because my, little baby girl's usually like, oh,
Yeah.
Dad's home. And it's the best. And just have her be like,
The hell.
fuck. Is he serious? Like what?
Yeah.
What? Because
And then your neighbors are looking at you like,
God damn it.
this guy's got a freaking scrapyard he started.
Yeah, like we already got rid of his one old freaking smoky blue truck, and now he brings home another bigger blue smoky freaking truck. But just have her and be like, "What did you do?" Like, no, I bought a truck.
Yeah.
Why? I didn't want to drive the Escape. Where's the Escape?
Traded it.
Traded it. Just trying like and just have watch out. But this is exactly why we have the finances the way we do. Like, so I do have an envelope, and actually I know you guys we heard us talk about how we're trying to like save money. This is actually separate from this envelope that I have here. This is like basically the money that I have from selling the blue truck. This is my my truck fund. This is my if I want to go buy tools fund, if I want to spend extra money on Christmas presents fund. This is like separate from ours. But obviously, like if shit hit the fan, I'm using this money to help my family.
Oh yeah.
But it's like my own little honey pot. And
honey pot.
yeah, so that like quite literally when she was on speakerphone right there, that is the very first time she heard that I almost bought a truck today. I didn't even text her once.
Yeah.
I didn't say like, hey, I have a surprise, or anything like that. I was just going to show up with it. So
well, I'm glad you ended up not, because that would have been.
I am too.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm not opposed to rebuilding a 5.9. In fact, I would really want to. If I had a shop, I would do it. But I'm working out of a basically a 1.5 car glorified 2-car garage.
Right.
And with how I would like my summer to go, because I am, we are trying to save some money, which means I'm going to be trying to pick up as much extra work as I can. I would like to be able to maybe flip a truck or two, flip a car or two.
Yeah.
And this is again, being realistic with yourself and your plan. If it was a transmission, I would have done it. Because I can pull a transmission, I can lift it in the back of the excursion, take it to someone, have them rebuild it, put it back in, and drive it.
Right.
But it's for me to come out financially ahead on the engine, I need to do the rebuild.
Yeah.
Right. So I got to buy the kit, and then I can't just slap it in there because I do need to take the block and go and everything go get machined, go get checked. That's another process.
Yep.
And I've never built a 5.9 before. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's something
you got to have the space. You got to be able to tear it down, make sure you kind of, organize everything, get your new kit, find out what you're replacing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sure there's going to be, things you'll replace down the line that maybe you find a crack in the manifold or something when you take, things like that just kind of stack up and, can add time to the rebuild that you didn't anticipate for. And like you're saying too, if you wanted to get a truck to rebuild an engine, I'm sure we could find you a truck with a blown engine that's a lot nicer than the truck that's
the next part as well. Like if I have $6,000 to spend, I'd rather find a truck that would normally be $20,000, but with a blown engine.
Yeah.
And buy it for like 6, or maybe kind of break my budget and go like 65 or 7.
Yeah. And at the end of it, have a really nice truck.
Yeah. Like a trimmed out manual truck or something like that. The truck I actually want,
my
and then build the engine.
My mega cab, had 23,000 miles on it, and I bought it with a blown engine for $20,000. Like that's obviously I paid up, but I'm also paying up for a truck that when it's done has 23,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Even though it had an engine issue, which wasn't even an engine issue.
Yeah.
And then I still came out ahead. I sold it for $10,000 over what I paid for it. So, there's options out there. There's options out there. You'll always find another one.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
always
glad
people
I walked
blowing
away.
shit up.
Yeah. I'm glad I walked away, but then I walked in And because Peyton, one of our other sales guys, was talking about it, he's always looking for deals like that. And he's got, enough room in a shop and anything like that.
Yeah.
And me and him were actually talking. He's like, yeah, I was thinking about maybe trying to buy it, but I don't know. I mean, if you're going to get it, you get it. Like, obviously, it's not what you're looking for. I was like, all right, cool. So I literally walked in and I was like, hey, Peyton,
It's all you.
like, I know you're looking for, because he was like, I'll just make it a ranch truck. I just need something to knock around and have some fun with. Maybe, throw a big turbo on and blow it up
Yeah.
and just have some fun because I can. And I was like, dude, you could probably go offer him 3, maybe 4, something like that, and he'd probably take it. It's got too much blow by for me,
Yeah.
but for you'd have fun with it. If you
Yeah.
blow it up, you've got room for it, or you can rebuild it. He's built Cummins engines before and stuff like that. And turns out, and he's like, well, yeah, I've got an extra 5.9 long block hanging around. I'm like, fuck, go buy this.
Yeah.
So I walked out with Peyton. I was like, shook the guy's hand. I was like, hey man, that's a little bit too much blow by for me, so I'm out. But
Yeah.
this is Peyton. This may be up his alley. I'll let you two talk.
Yeah.
And I walked inside, and like 8 minutes later, Peyton was like, yeah, I bought it.
Yeah. He came to my office too. He's like,
45.
well, I own a common rail. I'm like, hey, right on, man. Again, someone who has the means and the space and the ability, and it was a good deal.
It was, yeah.
Even with the blow by, it was still a good deal. I mean, because what did he said what he ended up paying?
45 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think everybody walked away from that feeling fine. Peyton stoked. You got an extra truck to knock around it.
He's got $800 for the tires on it. I mean,
Yeah,
you see those
brand new
tires, right?
tires.
Those are the Transforces.
Yeah.
They won't last long
No.
from firsthand experience.
For the brand new shit. Like if I needed a ranch truck, I would have bought that. Or if I had property, and I wouldn't have fixed anything.
Yeah.
I would have just
ran it. Yeah.
keep chugging and leaking oil and give a fuck. Like
Yeah,
park it in the
just keep it
gravel. I don't care.
Yeah.
And just run it and have fun. Don't put a single dollar into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And just let it run. And then maybe and then it blows up, and then be like, maybe I'll take a take a shot at rebuilding it.
Yeah.
But it would be literally the 4th string truck.
Yeah.
The one that gets cold started and redlined.
Right.
Like which is really what Peyton's going to do to it.
Yeah.
So that being said, guys, don't ever. The best advice, I really wanted that truck. I was really looking forward to buying it, and I'm again really glad that I didn't. And I'm glad that Tyler was there to be my. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% sure I still wouldn't have bought it, but having Tyler to confirm, like, dude, yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Because I've seen blow by on 7.3s. I've seen like even my Excursion. It's got not that much, but it's got more blow by than my first Excursion did. It's got more blow by than my red truck did. But you wouldn't be able to tell. It drives fine. Like, I don't really know what's like the acceptable amount on something like that. But
that was about 10 times acceptable.
But the
amount.
rule of thumb there is like so you take the oil cap off. It's chooching okay. You take the dips, you pop the dick sip, it's chooching okay. And with basically those two things popped, you look under, and the vent tube is still chooching. It's like,
yeah, and it's already got a little puddle underneath it.
yeah, from sitting, it's producing oil while sitting there idling.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
And sir, if you own the guy who had the truck, who listens to the podcast, I don't hold anything against anybody. Like that was. I'm glad you got to sell the truck, and you're. Yeah, no one was trying to do anyone dirty at that point.
No, and the guy selling it now isn't trying to do anything bad. He just didn't know,
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't blame him. It's just that's where it falls on the person that is looking for that kind of truck to, know what you're getting into. Because I'd hate for someone to, because let's just say it was maybe someone. Not in our circle. And, someone had called and asked me, hey, there's this truck with this issue. What do you think? And I say, well, it could be something really easy. If it could be probably a fueling issue. It could need a set of injectors, a wiring harness, maybe even as simple as a pressure relief valve. And then that person goes in not knowing, anything about blow by, and goes and buys that truck and then swings it by and
like,
shows,
whoa,
dude. So you can get yourself in trouble. So just, make sure you, do your research, and if you have someone that has the knowledge, make sure to take them with you, especially if you're, looking at something in that price range with that mileage. You want to definitely make sure you have someone with you that knows what they're looking at, so you don't get screwed in the long run.
Yeah, and even the other part of that too, if you don't know anybody, it is worth your money to because I'm saying this because I've done it.
Yeah,
a friend of a friend of a friend,
Pay 'em.
throw them $100, throw them 50, throw them a
Yeah.
case of beer. Like, hey man, would you come with me and look at this?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, getting their opinion, and it's not a bad thing. So I pulled up the old Facebook Marketplace here, and I'm only going off of this because I did this earlier when I was still looking at buying the truck.
Yeah.
Because to see like potentially how much I could sell it for. So like if let's say I did buy it for $6 and I have to put $1,500 worth of injectors in there, and now I'm into it $75. Could I realistically sell it and make at least $1,000? Like looking at everything in here. So I originally ordered it with like 03, 07, Dodge Ram 2500, order 500 mile search radius, and then put them in order of just lowest cost first.
Yeah.
And basically just started clicking on them until I found a diesel.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a whole bunch of gas rigs.
Right.
And I found one that was like diesel that had a bad cylinder. And that one was a little bit, it's kind of what more I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
But it wasn't exactly my jam. Like it was a short bed, a crew cab short bed, automatic. And it had less miles on it, but it definitely had a bad cylinder. And they were asking like 85 for it or something like that. Kept going. Basically, the average I found was that if I would have been right in the middle of it if I posted it for like 10, 5, 11, running well with about 300K on it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, man. That seems like a lot of work to get like $1,000 profit, even with that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Well, if I legit just had to do injectors in it, I would, like I said before, again, I would post it for like 11.5 or 12 and just not be pressured. At that point, if it's running good, that's a great knockaround truck.
Yeah.
That's a great truck for like, if I need to find side work this summer that needs a truck bed, I've got one.
Yeah.
If like this, my wife needs to use the Excursion, I don't have to drive the Escape. I can drive that truck. If I feel like going out and having a, listening to this big old Cummins fart down the road with a straight 5-inch pipe, damn right, I can do it.
Anything good?
Yeah. So right now I've got it pulled up. Let's see here. I can't really, let me filter for fuel. No, it won't.
It doesn't?
No. Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. I haven't quite figured out that part of it yet. But we can sort them by price lowest first. So let's find, I think it was this one. Nope, gasoline. Should have got my mouse out. It was red. Let's see here. Gasoline. This is probably super exciting for you guys right now because I'm just rolling through Marketplace. That looks like a diesel. Gasoline. We're up to $8,000 for a crew cab long bed crew cab short gasoline.
That's fair. I sold mine for 75.
Yeah, but yours is way
okay.
nicer.
Here's same
Okay.
color. So same color, not the same trim. Doesn't have the chrome on the bottom there. 312,000 miles. Long bed automatic, listed for $9,500. Clean title, fresh oil change, cloth seats. Yeah. So I think he's honestly asking basically on par with everything else. The only thing that I didn't, the bed is jacked.
Yeah.
The bed's
Holy-
fairly fucked. It's
yeah,
got, bed, top of it damaged, tailgate damage, everything. Cabin, everything's nice. So if you found a decent bed in that color, which is aplenty, good to go there.
Yeah.
But trying to find interior, manual windows, rubber floors, which I'm not against, but if I'm going to have kids in the back seat, I want to be able to roll the windows down from my seat.
Right.
So that one feature, it sounds weird, but that one feature would turn me off of this truck.
Yeah.
Even if it was a great price, it would turn me off because that is one of the things that, like, if it was 2-wheel drive, can't do it.
Yeah.
I got to have power windows on there.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
But as far as pricing goes, like if this had the interior that the truck we saw today, in my opinion, even with the bed, actually the bed kind of messes it up. The bed's pretty hammered.
Man, I don't know.
Transforce
Those
tires.
Transforces.
Got them same dang tires. But yeah, so anyways, I feel like it was a good move walking away. I don't feel like I missed out or anything like that. But
No, I'm glad you did.
it was cool to at least, actually, I was not far off from owning a Cummins today.
Yeah, you're close.
I was really close. I feel like if I had bought it, Tyler would have like actually fully accepted me as a friend.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, you and I have been friends for a long time. Okay. We've done a lot. Like, we spend a lot of time together. We talk a lot. We're in each other's lives. But I feel like there's always a part of you that just
Disowns you.
stays guarded. You know, stays guarded. But if I had bought that 5.9, you'd be like, "Welcome to the inner circle."
Yeah. Well,
Just so you know-
you would have bought that the next day. Ben would have had some pit vipers on. He would have probably had a cut off freaking flannel, some real tight jeans, some cowboy boots.
Yeah.
He'd have one of those
Tucked
long
in.
wallets.
Yeah, the tall wallets
With like
where
a
you don't-
checkbook in it.
where you don't have to fold your money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
You would. Maybe some finger gloves.
Finger gloves probably would have started chewing again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
smoking those Marlboro Reds,
Yeah.
just cowboy cigarettes.
Yeah. Just ripping the filters
Yeah.
off like some asshole. You know, get myself a spittoon for my office.
Yeah. Just embrace the whole lifestyle.
Just listen to nothing but Florida Georgia Line
Yeah. Morgan Wallen.
for life.
For life. For life.
Put a big old fucking 10-inch tip on that bitch.
Yeah, a big old Cummins sticker in the back window.
What am I saying? Stack it. Why the hell would I go with exhaust? Stack
You probably
that.
put a hood stack on that thing.
Fuck yeah. Now we're talking. God, I would hate myself.
You'd be looking up. You'd look at Ben's search history, and it'd be like smoke switch.
I'd be looking up all the forums from like 2006. How do I make my Cummins smoke?
Yeah,
I want to roll coal.
Yeah, that'd be Ben. That'd be Ben.
Anyways, I hope this helps you guys if you're looking for one of those high mileage trucks.
Take a friend with you
Know
that
what you're
knows
getting into.
something. If not, pay someone to come with you to look at it. Know what you're getting into. Don't buy something outside of your means. And
Don't be afraid to walk away.
yes,
and-
there's always another deal.
Yeah, there's always another deal, and I can't stress this enough. Be realistic.
Yeah.
And
And if you do end up buying something and you don't like plan on like flipping it, don't continue to look because you're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
I almost guarantee you're going to find a better deal than
you're
what
gonna
you just got, and you're going to be kicking yourself that you didn't wait 10 minutes.
yeah, you're gonna be pissed.
So yeah, I tell it to everybody who buys anything: like, don't look for that same.
Yeah.
Truck
As soon as you
again.
sign papers on a house, or as soon as you
Don't look at another
look
house.
anymore.
Yeah.
Don't.
Seriously, there's always another deal that'll come up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap this episode up. It is currently the day we're filming this, Wednesday at 4:55 p.m., which means we're about to go live on our Instagram because we
Yeah.
do that every Wednesday right around 5 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure and come join us sometime if you can. I do realize that's during everybody's drive home sometimes. But I mean, honestly, even if if you're listening to it in your car, throw it on, man.
Yeah.
The commentary's pretty good. We interact with anybody that'll leave a comment on there.
Yep.
There's a lot of people talking shit and a lot of good information out there.
Yeah.
Just saying. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at dieselpowerproducts.com.